Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. I hope everyone is having a lovely weekend. I hope you had a lovely week. I apologize straight off the bat. I know I sound like I have cotton balls stuffed up my nose, but I don't. I've been under the weather and I am getting better, believe it or not. I feel much better. But anyway, I persevered, and so I'm here today doing the show. And we have a guest with us today. We have Wendy Noll. She holds a Bachelor in Biblical Studies from North Carolina College of Theology, and she has recently attained credentials as a certified administrator. She is a certified addiction counselor and has served in the field of addiction in various capacities, including counseling, and she has taught for over 20 years. Wendy has appeared on 100 Huntley Street, and I'm pretty sure she will explain to us exactly what that is. And she is an accomplished speaker as well. She has made it her life's work supporting trauma survivors and those entrenched in addiction, which is very serious, and what she does is very important. And Wendy's greatest blessing is her family, her children, her grandchildren, and her beloved husband, Dale, whom she lives with in southwestern Ontario. Hi, Wendy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Well, great. So, before we start talking about your book, Ashes to Beauty, I want you to just tell the audience a little bit more about yourself. I'm pretty sure I only touched on a few things, but I'm pretty sure you can expand on that.
Yes, everything you said is true. And,
Okay. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
I don't do well enough to know myself too much.
I know I have that same problem. It's like you can ask me a million questions, but just don't ask me nothing about myself, because then I clam right up.
Exactly.
But you said that you had appeared on 100 Huntley Street. Tell me exactly what that is.
In Ontario, it's a TV and national television show.
Oh, cool.
It's a Christian ministry, so they asked me to come on in 2007
Mm-hmm.
and again in 2010 to share my testimony.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. So let's talk a little bit. We want to talk about that, but let's talk about your book, Ashes to Beauty, because it deals with that. So,
Yes.
so let's talk about your book. Tell me what this means, and why did you give the book this title?
What it means? Well, it's a memoir, so it's a spiritual. My journey is spiritually of healing from
Mm-hmm.
the effects of trauma and addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it that title. I don't really think I gave it the title. God did.
Okay.
I just kind of downloaded the title, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I went with.
Ashes to Beauty. Well, you know, it's a metaphor, and I mean, we can take that to mean a lot of things, but for me, it seems like it means that when you're at your lowest point, when you're down, but somehow you're up again. So you've turned something that was bad into something good. So I think that is probably a great title. Ashes to Beauty. I totally get it. All right, so in your bio, you had some questions there, and one of them was, what does it mean to be in a relationship with God and with nature and with others and with ourselves? So let's talk about that. What does it mean to be in a relationship with God?
I think for me, it's very personal. It's intimate. It's not always tangible, but sometimes God manifests Himself to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether it be nature a lot. Again, a lot of my book is around finding spirituality and closeness to God in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Relationship with God, I think, is ongoing. You know, it says, if I seek Him with all my heart, my mind, and my soul, I will find Him.
Yes.
So there's a promise in that.
Yes.
But it's the journey of seeking, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And I get complacent sometimes. You know, I get caught up in the busyness of life, and you know, maybe one morning I'll get up and forget to do my prayer and meditation, or you know, sometimes I can get too routine with it, and I want it to be a nice, natural relationship.
Okay, so did you write the book for self-enlightenment, or did you write it to enrich the lives of not only yourself but those who will read it, who maybe don't have a relationship with God, but maybe this is a new beginning for them as well?
I don't ever recall a time when I wanted to write this book.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like birthing a child.
Yeah.
It's relentless until it's out. It's birth, right?
Yeah.
I've been working on this off and on for over 20 years, and it just wouldn't go away. So finally, in the last few years, I just really started to put pen to paper and get it, you know, coming together. I have a spiritual mentor that actually created a divine appointment about a year ago, and if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have finished it. It was a really, really challenging write. So it was a healing journey, but initially my birthing idea was to leave a legacy for my children.
Oh, okay. And that's a very important legacy. That's a very important foundation. And, you know, I as a young child, I did not necessarily grow up in the church, but still I had that foundation of spirituality of God throughout my life. And I can thank my mother for that, because she gave me that foundation. And just like you, I wanted my children to also have that, because it's very important, because we need to know, you know, who God is to us on a personal basis. And, you know, and all the things that he does for us, you know, based on that personal relationship as well. And it's good to know that, you know, that we have someone that we can go to that can help us, you know, on our journey through life. And I like that you have written about this, because there's a lot of people who, you know, they don't have, maybe they have spirituality, but they don't have that one-on-one relationship with God. And I don't know if they feel that it's not important. But, you know, I give, you know, the highest points to anyone who recognizes God and knows the purpose that he serves in their life. So it says that in some of the questions that you had there in the bio, it says, where did we come from? So do you answer these questions? Are they questions that you ask and answer, or are those questions up for supposition?
I don't know if there's like a blatant, very, you know, crisp answer to that, but I do weave them in and out. My whole premise, I think, for those questions is that they are, in all my study of theology and different religions and looking at that, it's the basic premise of all spiritual teachings that I can see.
Yes.
Where do we come from? Why are we here? Or what is my purpose? And where do we go when we die?
Yes. I think a lot of people probably have asked that question. I can't say that some actually do think about it, because some people don't believe that there is a hereafter, but they do believe that there is a higher power, that we are governed by a spiritual being, you know, whether they call him God, or, you know, whatever name they call him by. So I do agree with in a lot of spiritual teachings that most people do, they can relate to an origin, you know, and a middle and an ending, whether that ending is, you know, whether you go somewhere once you die, or you just hang around, you know, to be recreated, as, you know, or reincarnated, as some people do believe. But do you, in writing this book, How would you want to change the lives of those who will read it?
I really want it to be a message of hope, you know, that especially I see that kind of quickening as we come up, you know, you see a lot of the times at the end of times, and all of the signs and stuff, and it's just a message of hope. Like, I see addiction is rampant. I don't know what it's like in the U.S., but in Canada, we're facing a national opiate crisis, and homelessness is on the rise, and you know, just everything seems to be in shambles. And you know, everything that I've understood and read in the Word, it says, you know, we're not to be afraid of that.
Right.
You know, that basically He's got it.
Right.
You know, and this is all supposed to happen.
Right.
You know, and it just, He's given me kind of a practical ability to speak in a language that can reach people, you know, and, you know, kind of like, it's just practical demonstrations of God's love.
Well, and that's important. And, you know, and how we get it across to others is equally important, because some people are not as accepting as, you know, as some are. So we have to use practical ways of getting them to, you know, hopefully accept, but to hear what we're also saying, you know, because it is important. And as you pointed out, with the opiate crisis, you know, here in the United States, it's just as bad, because I don't know how it is when you visit your local drugstore, but here in the United States, just about over-the-counter drugs, you know, like cold medicines or whatever, that's behind lock and key. You have to actually, you know, contact someone that's in the pharmacy for them to you know, to let you buy that, and then you can only purchase so much at a time. So that just tells you how bad the opiate crisis is here in this country, and it seems to be getting worse every day. But just like you said, God said that these things would happen, and that we're not to stress ourselves out about it. But still, it's, you know, it's something that's very tangible. It's something that we see, you know, every single day, and so it's sort of hard to ignore what's going on, even though, you know, if God has told us not to be upset about it, but as a human being, it still affects us in some way, you know. So I think the way that you're reaching out to try to help people who may, you know, feel the same way we do about all the things that are going on in this world, you know, that we know we can't change, that we have no control over, but to give them a little hope, like you said, you know, in writing this book, is to give them a, you know, shine a little daylight on the message. So what is the broad message in your book that you want people to see and take to heart, to learn from this?
Well, basically, if I can do it, so can they, and just the beauty, you know, the transformation from ashes to beauty, and what God's done in my life, and all the glory is to Him, because without Him I wouldn't be where I am today.
Amen.
You know, and seeing His promises, His love, His mercy, His grace, and how it's all manifested in my life. The last chapter of my book is called The Joy Transition, and that was really hard as a survivor of trauma and addiction. You know, how do you experience joy, and just, you know, how do you redeem? Like, how does God redeem you from the pits of hell, basically, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, not wanting people to lose hope. The other aspect was, I've read a lot of testimonies about men, you know, men that come out of, you know, pretty severe gangs or, you know, street entrenchment and stuff, and, you know, what he's done. But I don't hear a lot of women that have been to the depths of that kind of background and, you know, come out the other side. And, you know, even like human trafficking is at an all-time high.
Oh my gosh, yes, it is.
You know, so just to reach the women, like to have a voice for women to speak out and say, you know what, I've been there, I've done it, and I'm over here, and this is what God's done for me. Wow.
And I mean, and that to me is one of the best testimonies that you can give to anyone who, you know, they may be on the fence about religion or spirituality, and, you know, unsure what to do, what path to take. But all it takes is one person, that can identify with what they're going through. It may not even been the same crisis that they experienced, but still you have experienced, those trials and tribulations that everyone goes through on a daily basis. And if you can give a testimony to let them know, I've been here, I've been where you are right now, but let me tell you how I came out of it, and that's one of the reasons why I like the title of your book. I haven't read it, but I love the title of this book because it spoke to me. I saw it as a metaphor, ashes to beauty, and I was like, wow, because that says a whole lot. I think everyone or anyone who has been through something in their life has been a point to where they felt like that it was nothing. It's like you were just dirt. But God made you out of something beautiful. He created you into something that was absolutely beautiful. So, in essence, you may not look like what you've been through. So I just think that's wonderful. And that you've written this book. How long did it? You said it took you a while to write it. What kind of hurdles did you go through? Was it personal, or was it just doing research? What was it that created the process for you?
I think it was a lot of it was personal, like my own healing journey as I wrote it. Like I would get to certain traumatic events, and it was like I would go numb. The words just wouldn't come, and I'd have to pray and put it down and pick it up. Sometimes I'd step away from it for a couple of months, and then the flow would come again. Sometimes, like there's one chapter that talks about severe grief and loss that I went through with deaths and loved ones, and sometimes it would just be I'd wait till somebody had passed, and then the flow would start again. Changing and the names, and protecting the identity of people. Yeah.
Well, maybe that was the way God planned it. In order for you to write this book, it had to take a while because you had to go through some things, and some things had to happen in order for you to, to write about them. But all in all, I think it's to me, it's wonderful that you were able to take your own trials and tribulations from, personal happenings in your life, and to put all of this inside of a book, and to put God at the head of it, and give him all the glory for it. Because I know that that's what we're supposed to do. And that's probably why he wanted you to write this book, Ashes to Beauty. I don't want to hold you for too long, and I'm going to enjoy. We could talk about this forever because I love talking about God and everything that's dealing with that. I love talking about that. But tell us, before my voice goes out, where exactly can we get your book, and how can the listeners reach out to you?
Well, it's just in the final stages. It's in production right now with Essence Publishing.
Okay.
So I should have it within about 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks.
Okay.
They can reach out to me. I have the Facebook account. They can. How else can they get me? Essence Publishing.
Okay.
We'll have it. There'll be a big write-up about it there.
Okay.
They can get it through Amazon. I think Barnes and Noble. There's going to be an ebook as well as a hard copy.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Do you think it'll ever be audio in an audiobook?
I don't know. I've heard about audio. It's something I could look into.
It's a wonderful thing, let me tell you, because I don't have a lot of time to read physical books, but I listen to them while I'm working. Okay. And it is the best thing since apple pie. I'm telling you right now, it is.
Wow.
Yes. So, you can listen to it, while you're doing whatever. So that's one of the beauties of listening to audiobooks. So hopefully for you, I hope that turns out that you're able to do that. But then again, I'm glad that you came on the show. I'm glad I had the opportunity to talk to you. I wish I could hold you more so we could talk about it a little bit more. But I do appreciate the time that you've given me today to talk about your work. And do you have anything else that's just waiting in the wings that you'll be working on after this book?
No, not yet. I think I'm probably going to write something else back to my book in case that I might, but I'm going to probably travel with this book and enjoy my thoughts.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. And when God is ready for you to do something else, then I'm pretty sure He will lead you in that direction too.
He will.
All right.
And thank you so much for having me.
Oh, Wendy, you're so welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you so much for coming on the show, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Excellent. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, Wendy. God bless you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, folks. So we just had Wendy Noll on talking to us about her book, Ashes to Beauty. I'm excited for her and all the great things that I'm pretty sure this book is going to create in her life. I wish her all the success in the world for being brave enough to talk about something that many people don't want to talk about on a broad spectrum. They recognize God. Some people do recognize God, but a lot of people don't want to talk about that. It's like, I don't want to talk about religion. But God is more than just a religion. He is a relationship, and I'm so grateful because I just had a conversation. Not even 30 minutes ago, and we were talking about this same subject, and so it just shows you how God works in your life, how He brings people into your life, to strengthen you and to let you know that you're heading in the right direction, just to give you that mental check to let you know, okay, I'm listening to you, and gives other people voices, to speak to you, maybe not directly, but He's speaking through them to let you know that you're on the right path. So I thank God so much for being in my own life, and I love the opportunity to talk to people who believe in God, who have the faith. And I know that this is what this show is not about. It's not about spirituality and things of that nature. We're talking about books, but we're also talking about writers. And so what they write about covers, it encompasses a lot. And this is just one of the subjects that we happen to land on today. And I'm glad for that. I'm thankful for that, because I identify with people who believe the way I believe. So, I'm not standing on a soapbox. I'm not trying to preach to you, but I'm just telling you that I think is a wonderful thing to be able to talk about God with like-minded folks. But before I let you go, because I don't want to hold you too much longer, so before I let you go, I want to make sure that I give you the URL to today's to Spreaker, so you can stay in contact with the show. And please like it. And I thank you so much for listening. I can't tell you how far this show has come in this short period of time. Just this 15 minutes once a week on Saturdays, just 4 times a month. But thank you so much for the love. Thank you for listening to the show, for downloading and then playing the show, because that means more to me than anything. What I've learned is that people can like what you do. They give you likes, but I would rather see downloads and listens, because that means that you are listening to the show, because you can like me and not listen to the show. So I thank you so very much for doing what you do. But anyway, the first one is to Spreaker, and it is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian Moore. You can also follow me, like me, on Facebook, also on Twitter and Instagram. I'm about to lose my voice. I'm sorry, and I do apologize for that. I'm trying to hurry before that happens. Also, if you follow my blog, you can also read, maybe not today's transcript. Whenever I have live guests on, I don't have a transcript for that show, but anyway, if you want to go out and read some of the older ones, that one is https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. You can also go to my website, and that is at https://www.authorvivianemore.com. And if you missed today's live show, you can listen to it, the recorded version on, of course, Spreaker. You can listen to it on iTunes, iHeartRadio. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on SoundCloud and also YouTube and Google Play. Yes, Google Play. You can listen to it on that. All right, folks. So I have enjoyed talking to you today, and I hope that that you found something, that will help you through the rest of your week by listening to today's show. And excuse me, tomorrow is worship day, so I hope you're planning on going to church. I hope you're planning on taking some family members, taking some friends, and inviting some neighbors to come out. And also make sure that you take kids with you to church, because they need to know about the Lord too. And tell someone that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say it. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.